Jesse Bam Rodriguez against Pedro Guevara. This is a real fight. This is a tough fight. We talk about mandatory challenges. The WBC interim world champion in Pedro Guevara, fresh off his trip to Australia, beating Maloney in his backyard. This is a real fight. We're going to speak to their respective teams and trainers now. Noe Gotti, welcome. Noe, big fight for Pedro on Saturday night and ready to take on a pound-for-pound great.
Sí, Noe Sharai, en primer lugar, bienvenido. Muy buena noche, en una noche muy grande para Pedro el sábado y listo él para tener una pelea contra uno de los grandes libra por libra del mundo.
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes. Pues primero que nada, muchas gracias por la oportunidad que se nos da de pelear a Pedro. Y sí, la verdad que venimos confiados en el trabajo que se realizó. No lo asustan los grandes escenarios, como tuvimos la oportunidad de ir a pelear en Australia. Entonces, estamos confiados en el trabajo que se realizó y vamos para dar un gran batacazo, una gran sorpresa en el boxeo.
Yeah, so first I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity and for giving the opportunity to fight for this title. Yes, you're right. We're really confident in the work that we've done. You know, we're no strangers to the big stage. As you said, we went to Australia and got that win. So we're confident on Saturday that we're going to spring a surprise.
Thank you, Noe. Robert Garcia Jr., welcome. This has been an incredible journey. Last time out against Estrada was just one of the nights of the year in Phoenix. Business to take care of on Saturday night. It's been a tremendous year. Sometimes these mandatory challenge can be the toughest of challenges. Camp gone well, ready for another great performance from Bam on Saturday.
Yeah, Bam trained really hard, just like if it would have been, you know, another unification fight or, you know, originally we were supposed to be getting ready for the rematch with Gallo Estrada, so that's kind of what we were, you know, envisioning and getting ready for, but, you know, they pulled out last minute. We got a replacement, Pedro Guevara, who's, you know, going to come and try to take everything that Bam's worked for. Like you said, it's been a big year for Bam, and, you know, he's put himself in a great position, and Pedro Guevara wants to take that from Bam, so we can't let that happen.
Obviously, I know you and your father study the fights inside out as well. Expecting a tough test on Saturday night. Lots of people talking about this as a real great fight in the making.
Yeah, Pedro Guevara's style is very crowd-pleasing. Obviously, everybody knows what Bam's all about, so, you know, everybody can expect a great fight. At the end of the night, Bam will raise his hand, whether it's, you know, by decision or knockout, but Pedro Guevara's, you know, we know he's coming with everything, so, you know, expect a great fight Saturday night.
Well, also, of course, on the card, the King of Philadelphia, I guess it's the second homecoming, Jaron Boots Ennis, the IBF welterweight world champion, makes his mandatory defense against Karen Chukhadzhian. This fight, another mandatory test as we look forward to the unifications for Boots Ennis. Their respective teams now. Christian Morales, Christian, welcome. It's been a pleasure working with you so far to bring this fight to Philadelphia. A tough test for your man again. Learning from the first fight, ready to try and shock the world here in Philadelphia at the weekend.
Absolutely. First of all, on behalf of Peter and Box Promotion, very welcome, and thank you for the welcome, Eddie. Yeah, we are back again, second fight against Jaron, and but it's now a different one. Karen is a mandatory challenger. He deserved it in the last win against the English guy, Harry Scarf. So we are now back 2 years after. It's a different fight now, and you all will see that on a Saturday evening.
I know that obviously Jaron looking for those unification fights. He beat Chukhadzhian before as well, but you believe he learned lessons from that fight, and you believe he has what it takes to be competitive and win on Saturday night.
As I said, absolutely, 100%, because Karen is not now a different fighter. He developed the last years, put some good fights in, and is a different guy as 2 years ago. So you will definitely see other Karen as 2 years ago in the first fight.
Thank you, Christian. Bozy, welcome. I remember the last ring walk, you were looking around and quite amazing to see. And when we stand here in the 2300 arena where Boots boxed before, quite amazing to see where you've come, the opportunities that have presented themselves, the way that the city has backed Jaron, the crowd that we'll see again on Saturday night. a big favourite going into this fight, but obviously the win very important, but so too the performance at the Wells Fargo.
Say that again.
Thanks, Bosley. The performance on Saturday night, as important as the victory, a big favourite going into this fight. What do you expect at the Wells Fargo?
Well, I expect a great fight, you know what I mean? As long as it's going to last. But I hope he come to fight, though, not to run around the ring like he did the last time. I mean, I appreciate him, you know, coming to fight again. But he deserves it, though, because he is the mandatory now. But if he come to fight, it'll be a great fight, you know what I mean? Like I said, as long as it's going to last.
When we got on a call when this mandatory was called, we had a few options. One of those options was to move up to 154 pounds. But I asked Jaron and I asked you, I said, what do you really want? And the answer was, I want the belts at 147. And that's what it's all about on Saturday night, taking care of business and making those unification charges in 2025.
Yes, that's what we wanted to do. Collect all the belts at 147 and then move up, you know what I mean? So whoever in the way, they just going to have to get out the way.
And one word for the city. Last time, quite incredible. Another huge crowd this Saturday. A brilliant fight card from top to bottom as well. Very proud of what you're doing and, of course, your son is doing for this incredible city.
Yes, he's bringing it right back to Philly, you know what I mean? They said it had never been done since 1978, Benny Briscoe and Marvin Hagler. So that first show, he did tremendously, you know what I mean? So this second show should be just as great.
Well, thank you, Bozy. We go to that WBC World Super Flyweight Championship fight. We'll start with Pedro Guevara. Pedro, welcome. A lot of people in boxing see this as a very, very good fight on Saturday night. We know that your opponent is the favorite, but you're ready for the challenge to try and become world champion.
Sí, en primer lugar, Pedro, bienvenido. Muchas personas están diciendo que esto sería una pelea muy difícil para tu oponente, Jesse Rodríguez, el sábado por la noche. Pero tú crees que tienes la posibilidad de ganar y retar a tu oponente el sábado por la noche y convertirte en campeón del mundo.
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be here in USA. We're in Philly, man. I'm so excited to be here, and I want to thanks for this opportunity. Well, I really prepared for this bout. I was waiting for this a lot of time. I can talk about months. I talk about years. So I prepare physically and mentally very well for this bout. I know that Jesse Rodriguez is a great fighter. He's the best in the category, in the division, and we want to be an honorably opponent for him. So thank you for this bout. Let's do it, man. This Saturday, you're going to watch a great fight between two great men. Thank you so much.
Pedro, excellent English. Well done, muy bien.
Thank you.
People talking about, of course, everyone's talking about Jesse Rodriguez, you know, the two kings, a pound-for-pound great. But you've earned this shot as mandatory challenger. You flew to Australia in the backyard. You beat Maloney to become the interim world champion. You've earned the right to take on this man on Saturday night.
Well, we don't took this easily. We took with responsibility and maybe discipline, a lot of discipline. I can say that I'm not professional in this sport. I respect a lot of my sport, and I respect my opponents, my partners. So this is boxing, and this is the beautiful sports right now.
Thank you, Pedro. Great words. Jesse, welcome. I think it's going to be a great fight, you know. I mean, I know that, you know, you've been in some tremendous fights. Of course, last time out against Gallo. You're the hunted right now. You really are. You know, for a long time, you were chasing these big names. He's chasing you now. Pedro Guevara coming to give you a great fight on Saturday, and that's what we should expect.
Yeah, I mean, when the fight was brought up to me, I knew right away that this was a huge opportunity for him, a huge huge opportunity to change his whole life, and I made sure every day I train my ass off to make sure that doesn't happen, because just as fast as I got this, I can lose it. So I'm humble enough to know that he's coming with everything, but come Saturday night, I'm going to go out there and put on another show.
Knowing you and knowing Robert, it's absolutely full focus on this on Saturday night. We know what might present itself next year, but you've got to take care of a very tough Mexican first.
Yeah, exactly. 100% focused for this fight. This is all I've been focused on the whole training camp. I'm not looking past this fight at all, but there is huge fights to be made in 2025, so just handle business Saturday night and go on to bigger fights.
I know that we looked at San Antonio and Phoenix. We partnered up with Jaron. The Two Kings promo's been epic as well. Another great atmosphere for you. I mean, the atmosphere against Gallo was incredible. As we experienced at the Wells Fargo, it's going to be a huge crowd in there on Saturday night. Exactly the kind of nights you want to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the last outcome of his last fight when he fought here in the Wells Fargo, and I mean, it was a great turnout. I saw the crowd, and I mean, it looked sold out. So to be a part of something like that, share a card with Boots Ennis, one of the best in all of boxing, it's an honor. It's a huge opportunity to expose my career to the East Coast fans, and I mean, I'm just blessed to share a card with Boots at the end of the day.
Well, it's going to be a tremendous fight. Bam Rodriguez against Pedro Guevara. If you look at these lighter weights, sometimes they don't get the credit. I'm so pleased that Bam is getting the credit as a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And every time these guys fight at the top level, it is non-stop action. It's going to be a tremendous fight as we move to the IBF Welterweight World Championship. Karen Chukhadzhian. Karen, welcome. A massive opportunity for you. You've been here before against Boots. We know that was a long time ago. You weren't as experienced, but now another shot for you, this time at the World Championship for the IBF. It's a big opportunity for you on Saturday night. You've been here before, but now with more experience, are you ready for Saturday night?
Definitely, I'm ready. These 2 years, we work so hard. I'm become better and better from day to day, and I'm going to show my changes to people.
Some of the criticism from Bozy and Jaron was that you moved a lot in that first fight. They say that you ran in that fight. You come to fight this time, you're going to need to beat him. I'm sure you have your tactics, but you promised Philadelphia a great fight on Saturday.
Yeah, of course, I'm going to fight him. You will see it's gonna be a great fight.
Last time we saw a great tough fight with Harry Scarf. You believe you can become world champion on Saturday?
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, and I am going to prove it to people.
Jaron, welcome. He says he won't run this time. He's going to stand and fight you. Number one, do you believe him? And number two, how excited are you to again perform in this incredible arena?
I ain't gonna lie, he getting a belt on Saturday. we gonna put on a show, man. We gonna have some fun, and I don't know if he lying or not. It don't matter what he do. I'm trying to tell you, it's not the same, and we're going to put on a show, and I'm going to make a big statement on Saturday night. We're going to have some fun. We're going to party.
What does that statement look like? Obviously, everybody's so hyped about Jaron Ennis. You become a massive star of the sport. People talking about, there's very little upside for you in this fight other than to look sensational. Obviously, you need to win.
No.
But is that what you need to do on Saturday night? You need to look sensational in Philly.
I'm going one, and I'm gonna do it in a big statement, knockout fashion, But like I said, we're gonna have my fun, I'm gonna put on my show. I'm gonna do me, be me, and I'm gonna dictate the fight. This is my ring here in my world.
The man to your right as well. It's been a great promotion. The two of you, I think, two of the best fighters in America right now. It's going to be another huge card. Last time, I know a lot of it was taking it in. Obviously, this time it's not quite as new, but equally as excited for a tremendous night for the city.
Definitely equally excited, to have been on this card, and then this crazy, undercard that we have, and it's going to be phenomenal. I feel like this show might be even better, because there's so much talent on this card. Not knocking the last card, but I'm just saying, but it's just so much talent on this card, and it's a real explosive card, and make sure y'all tune in. If y'all can't make it, make sure y'all tune in.
When we had that phone call to talk about the plan and Chukhadzhian got ordered as your mandatory,
Yeah.
I asked you, what was the dream? And the dream was to win the belts at 147 pounds. Look good, take this guy out on Saturday. You want all those belts in 2025.
Most definitely. But my main focus right now is Karen Chukhadzhian, and after I make a big statement on Saturday night, and do it in a knockout fashion, it's undisputed. It's time to bring me my belts.
And finally, this wonderful but small arena, once graced Jaron Ennis. Now things have changed, and you don't forget the support that you've got from this city. It's incredible what's happened to your career. And a quick word to your hometown fans ahead of another massive night on Saturday.
Just appreciate everybody, coming out. Make sure y'all come out on Saturday night. Tune in. This is where it all started, though. I had one of my craziest knockouts in here, so we're gonna have another crazy knockout on February. On November 9th. At the Wells Fargo Center. We're gonna have another show.
Well, two of the very best fighters in the world, Jaron "Boots" Ennis, Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez, defend their world championships on Saturday night against their mandatory challengers, Karen Chukhadzhian and Pedro Guevara. As Boots said, I think for me, the best card, top to bottom, in the sport on Saturday night. The best talent you will see in American boxing at one of the best venues in the Wells Fargo, on the best platform in the world in boxing. Thank you for everybody for turning up today, and the weigh-in will be in here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Let's pack this place out. Boots, you want to say something?
Yeah, y'all know my slogan. I'm in and out like a robbery.
We're going to face the guys off up here now, and we look forward to an incredible night in Philadelphia.
It is time for the face-off for our main event. Jaron "Boots" Ennis, Karen Chukhadzhian. For Ennis's IBF welterweight title, he is trying to make another successful defense and his second under the Matchroom banner. And both fighters with a stone-cold stare down as they will meet up for a second time. Ennis pitched a shutout on the scorecards against Chukhadzhian in January of last year, nearly 2 years ago now in DC. At the time, it was for the interim IBF belt. But Chukhadzhian, he became just the third opponent ever and the first since 2017 to go the distance with Boots. And Jaron Ennis, both fighters, both Ennis, both Chukhadzhian, vowing for different types of performances this time on Saturday night. Chukhadzhian promises that he will change up his game and he will have a better performance. Ennis is promising a stoppage. There you see one of the final face-offs, Chukhadzhian for the IBF welterweight title. But right here and now, facing off first, it is Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez and Pedro Guevara. Bam Rodriguez, you see the WBC 115-pound championship along his right shoulder. This is a mandatory defense, but Guevara isn't here by accident. Like Eddie said, he went into Andrew Maloney's backyard of Australia in May. He picked up the split decision victory. No stranger to being in big arenas as the B-side, and that's what is going to be happening at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia on Saturday night. Guevara looking to pull off the same kind of result in this match as Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez tries to improve Guevara, as well as we will kick off some of the shots with our before the bell fighters. Doors open at 4 Eastern on Saturday. We will kick off before the bell at 4:30 Eastern time. As you see, Dennis Thompson Jr. just to the left of Eddie Hearn, Ish Muhammad, and then Zane Moses making his pro debut, younger cousin of Shakur Stevenson. And then the main event on Before the Bell, it is the return of Austin Ammo Williams, now 16-1, still one of the top-ranked middleweights in the world. He will be going up against John Garrido, 11-1, 8 knockouts. Garrido, 26 years of age, out of Flushing, Queens. The power visible with Ammo as well. This will be a good one. 8 rounds at 160 pounds to close the show on Before the Bell. And then that will lead us into the main card beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern at Wells Fargo Center. And it will be the matchroom debut of the 16-0 Ernesto Mercado. 16-0, 15 knockouts, taking on Jesus Saracho. 14-2-1, 11 KOs, 10 rounds at 140 pounds. Mercado, one of the hottest prospects in the entire game. Doesn't matter what weight class in. He just predicted a knockout in 4 rounds. So there you have it right there. 23 years of age out of Pomona, California. Saracho, meanwhile, building up a quality career out of Guadalajara. The 23-year-old labeled as a tough southpaw. And he has defeated undefeated fighters in the past. He's going to try and do it once again on Saturday and spoil the party for Mercado. And that will lead us in to the big step-up, making his return. He was in action at Wells Fargo Center over the summer, and like Eddie said, this was the matchup that was supposed to take place over the summer in July. Co and Gallegos. Khalil going for his 10th pro win, 9-0-1 record, 7 knockouts. He took out Kwame Ritter in that matchup in which Ritter filled in for Gallegos, who is 22-1. He has 17 KOs. This will be for Khalil's US WBC light heavyweight title. And you see the height disparity. Gallegos, a tall southpaw. He's ending a 16-month layoff. So how will the step up in competition affect Gallegos? How can he use the height to his advantage against Co, who stands at 5'10"? Some of the questions that we're going to be getting answers to as this fight opens the main show. Again, 7 p.m. Eastern, it'll be Mercado, Saracho, Co, Gallegos, and then you hear the noise. Raymond Ford back in action, making his debut at 130 pounds. He will be taking on Orlando Gonzalez at 23-2, 10 rounds at super featherweight. Ford, the 25-year-old, the former WBA featherweight champ. This, like he mentioned, his first fight in Philadelphia since he made his pro debut over at the Liacouras Center, his hometown of Camden, New Jersey, right across the Delaware River. Gonzalez, he's going for his 6th straight win. 29-year-old southpaw out of Puerto Rico. This is his 2nd fight of 2024. And both brimming with confidence. Raymond Ford and Orlando Gonzalez, our 3rd fight on the main draw Saturday night in...
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Hub TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Hub TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.